A lot of companies, a lot of suppliers of
As you may or may not know, there is a real shortage in the semiconductor industry, aka computer chips. And when I say shortage, I mean it. If you don't know, your laptops, your consoles, your phones, your EV cars, if you're lucky to have one, they all require chips, computer chips, not the ones that you fry. Not them McDonald's ones. So what's the reason for this?
Goes all the way back to COVID, right? Let me break it down. So, due to COVID,
Anti-Coro.
COVID-19, due to COVID, the restrictions basically made us stay at home, right? So, because people are staying at home, people aren't driving anywhere. Cars are not being sold. This means that car companies who use computer chips had to scale back production. Now, once they scale back production, this has a knock-on effect on the computer chip companies because nobody's buying computer chips to put in cars, right? So they've also scaled back production. Now, out of nowhere, things like PS5, Xbox, Tesla are getting announced. So that means demand is going back up quickly. Demand is going up so quickly that the computer chip companies can't keep up with this new influx of demand. What happens when supply is low and demand is high? Shortage.
2 + 2 = what? 4.
Done.
It goes as far as affecting the share price. So there's a direct correlation between the share price of EV firms such as Tesla and their supplier Nvidia. So let's take a look at their share price. Between the 5th to the 8th of March, Tesla's share price fell from $597 to $563. When you look at their supplier Nvidia, their share price dropped from $498 to $463. So you can see the direct correlation between the two. No chips equals,
No cars.
no cars. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's that simple. Yeah, PS5, finish. Where's the PS5? No one has one. All right, cool. So now you understand, and you understand the reason for the shortage. We'll now take you through what we think you should do. So the first solution or the first move that should fix this issue is a lot of these semiconductor suppliers have realized that too many chips are being made in Asia. You know, Corona started in where? In Asia.
In Asia.
And because of things that happened there, production had to also be scaled back. So now you understand how the shortage has affected the market and how it's affected the world. We'll now tell you how to move, how to operate. So companies such as Intel, which are computer chip companies, have realized that there's an over-dependence on the Asian market to produce their chips. So they have made plans to spend 20 billion on 2 new factories.
That figure there is heavy.
Bro, 20 billion, not 20 million, 20 billion, yeah, on bringing the factories back to the West. But America is the West, right?
Yeah,
I think so. So they want to open factories in Arizona to produce their chips, which mitigates the reliance on Asia. Coral. Right. So that's solution number 1. Solution number 2 is that potentially the customers of these chip makers, such as Tesla. So Tesla buys computer chips from Nvidia. Nvidia produces computer chips for Tesla. So Tesla's the customer. Companies like Tesla could buy or hold more computer chips to mitigate something like this happening again, right? Just keep a nice amount of stock in case something happens like this again. They can continue to produce cars and not have any shortages. So that's another way to prevent this kind of thing happening.
Point number 3. Chip makers' customers, such as Tesla, have decided to create their own chips.
Simple.
I'll give you an example. Aside from Tesla, who've done something like this, Apple. Apple have decided to create their own M1 chips.
In-house.
Yep. So no more dependent on external vendors. Now you know why the likes of Neo, Tesla and PS5 have been in short supply. So the next time you're complaining about not receiving your PS5 for your bay, speak to the chip makers instead.
Simple.
Our tip would be to look into chip making companies such as AMD, Nvidia, and even the likes of Qualcomm.
Yep, you definitely need to add it to your portfolio because due to the shortage, their stock price would have been affected, right? So definitely they will be undervalued at this current moment in time. Stock price would be low, so get in now, buy. Because once production kicks off again, once they start producing and matching demand, you'll see the stock price rise to match their true valuation.
You can already see the direct correlation between the EV market and the chip market in terms of share price. The same with various firms who use chips.
Yep.
So again, this is the right time to jump in.
Yep. These events that occur in the market affect the stock market. These events, I say it again, these events that happen in the world affect the stock market. So pay attention and make the right choices.
We live in a world where we're overly dependent on chips. So as always, we're not financial analysts or advisors. To everything we say with a pinch of salt,
Maggie,
paprika,
everything in the kitchen.
That's it. See you on the next episode.